Well, hello everybody, and today I am coming at you with the first of what is probably going to be a little bit of a series of, let's call them builder videos, which is essentially where I'm going to be going over funny things I've found slash built in the game, and today we are going over this guy right here, which I have for now dubbed to be the Blade Gundam. So, to get into here for a moment, and let me actually get myself completely out of the way here for just a little bit so you all can see everything I'm talking about. I don't take up any screen. So, with that being myself out of the way, it's a very simple build. It is entirely Gundam Age FX parts, except for the head, which is, as you can see, the Gundam Trion 3. I actually am unfamiliar with this particular one, so if I get that name wrong, oopsie poopsie. So yeah, I say literally all of it is the Gundam Age FX, and then I have 2 pairs of 180mm cannons for my guns, and right now I'm just rocking the melee on here. The melee is kind of unimportant. Like, you could swap it out for anything else, as far as I'm particularly concerned or aware or anything like that. Shield is still that same one I have been rocking throughout most of the game. I just have it turned off because I didn't like the way it visually looked and didn't really see a need for it to be on. And then, as you can see why it's called the Blade Gundam, because it is revolving around the use of tri-blades. And these are the skills I have on here. So obviously going to make use of all the C funnels we have on here. I just like the way super mode glows. That's why it's selected. The high mega cannon is specifically to deal with bosses because they have that whole multi-hit bar or multiple hit thing you can do because they're so large and hit multiple things on there. That's why it's there. Beam Saber is also something that's just there because it came on the parts and whatnot, and I thought it was decent, like, because it doesn't really matter a whole lot what you put here. The 2 things that I really wanted was super mode and C funnels. That is mostly what I was up to here. And then I just chose the FX burst mode because I thought it was funny. It's just another way to have even more trance powers and whatnot. So thought it was fun. And as you can see, so what we have here is in our OP parts, we have tri-blades, and since we have 8 of them selected, we have 2 on each of these 4 OP slots. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8. And then this is actually all 8 slapped onto 1. And here's actually the sort of the bread and butter of why this works the way it does. Is because, as you can see, the main thing I slotted in here is skill cooldown. And so what this does is it takes this normal, 30-second cooldown time. And as you can see, if we go into the training mode here, actually turn our gauges off, our max gauge off. As you can see, it's nowhere near 30 seconds. It's in fact about 2.5, 3 seconds between you. So, you slap it on there, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Yeah, roughly 3 seconds. And you can see up there in the corner the stupid amount of damage this is doing by launching that many. And you can see how crazy fast the hit gauge is going up. So, if I were to just do that, which is what you're going to be doing for most things, you're hitting 136 times, and you're hitting for 202,000 damage off OP skills. And I personally think that's funny, and that's without using hypertrans or anything like that. And so, essentially, oh, here, let me go and waste a bunch of energy, too. Alright, so now I'm completely out of energy, right? Because these things hit so crazy often, and the way I have all the things set up, yeah, EX bar and awaken gauge does not matter. You just find an enemy, you throw them at it, you get the bar back, and it's crazy. And it's like I got the sea funnels because they come on here and all that. And in a weird way, they're kind of better to not use as standard funnels into me, and they almost seem better to use like this. Because oftentimes enemies are in fact getting up on you, and if they're too close, these things don't always hit, or if you're standing in a just the right funny angle, sometimes they won't hit properly. But that's more so a problem I was having whenever I was trying this out in sort of survival missions than on like regular missions, because this thing cleared regular missions like crazy easy. And I think I might just try and be using this to do all of my like grinding and parts gathering, I guess. I don't know. I mean, grinding was the right word. I don't know why I bothered trying to find another one. But anyway, so, like, go to the quest, right? And as you can see, I've already cleared it on new type ability. Specifically with this, because it's just crazy to me. And I would, like, you could argue that it'd be better to go and show this on, like, the story mode. Because it's later. Let's see. Yeah, because like the level cap for enemies is 50 anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I prefer to just show it off here. This is a story. Go back into the quest. Slap it onto new type. And just to show how utterly silly this thing is. Because, like, this was an idea I had when I very first started playing the game. And I'm like, oh, hey, tri-blades are pretty neat. And then I'm like, okay, but what if I just, like, had so much cooldown, like, a ridiculous level of cooldown? And, I'll just let this speak for itself. And so yeah, so you just want to like not actually have to play the game. You can just use this build. Because you just throw 4 of them at whatever it is you're looking at, and eventually it's not there anymore. And as you can see, we have more than enough bar to just go and use any and all the skills that we want. You know, Awaken Gauge is already filled up. You know, we can hit him with our big beam blast if we really want to. So, like, you can just do this. Like, you wouldn't necessarily have to have the amount of cooldown I do. This is more of sort of like a proof of concept of, this is a silly thing you can do, and it is in fact quite silly. I mean, you can just tell, like, you know, that was the boss of the wave, and it's just dead. And for most of these things, you don't even have to go over there and ground stomp them. You can just throw your 4 tri-blades and they die. So, if you ever want to play the game and not actually have to play the game, you can do this. Some of them don't even need all 4, well, make a liar out of me, and as that is the one thing you have to worry about, is they can miss. But, like, some of them don't even need all 4 tri-blades, some of them will be just fine with 3, especially if you're going to come over here and ground pound them. Or stomp them, or ground break, that's the word. Especially if you're going to do that, then you don't actually have to worry about it fully. But yeah. New type difficulty. Woohoo! And I do have like a lot of hyper trance activation stacked into the build, just because I wanted to. I like hyper trance. arguably my favorite EX type in the game. And so, yeah. Yeah, this is what the guns are for, is so you can go and stagger enemies and then guarantee that your tri-blades hit. Because sometimes if people are blocking or whatever, then it makes it to where the tri-blades don't want to hit super well. Hit them with the 180, and there's no choice but to hit well.
That should do it.
Does it, Lynn? Does it really look tough? It looks like it's gonna be in pieces to me, personally. That's another thing, like, you know, it catches the things from the air, but I also do have Guided Missile EX. Or not EX, Guided Missile OP skills stacked in here as well, so there's that. So, like, this is a build to show off, like, how stupid it can be when you actually, like, fully intentionally build for this. As I say, as it's a proof of concept, because I thought it was funny. Just like, who wants to actually play the game? That's silly. Just throw 4 tri-blades at it and watch it die. Well, it's not 4, it's actually, you know, throwing 8 tri-blades at it and watch it die. Listen, this seems to be the more effective way to do it to me as well, because otherwise you have to get in situations like this where you have to make sure that you can actually just throw all 8 tri-blades at once, and then you get situations like this where it's not guaranteed to actually go and hit. But it's okay, that's why we have, you know, other good things like our actual melee and our beam blast. Because we can't be a complete one-trick pony. Where's the fun in that? And they say, you know, it's hitting so much and so often. Like, you're maxing out your hit gauge, you're maxing out your break gauge, you're doing a shit ton of actions. Like, it just works. Like, it works better than it should, in my personal opinion. I'll say the one area where it will kind of suffer is bosses, because, you know, bosses do the funny thing where they are big targets and have lots of health. And so with bosses, you're better off doing something that is kind of more AoE and, like, can hit them inside of said AoE area. And so that's, like, the one caveat of, like, it's not great for everything. But I'd argue the build as a whole is pretty decent for most things.
Do you think we can take it?
Yeah, Lynn, I think we'll be alright.
Oh, come on! This is impossible! Yeah. I can't take much more!
I'll say, sometimes it does take a moment for them to actually go and, like, break down to where you can ground stomp them. But, like, when they do, it's just over for them. It is, in fact, just good. And if you want to, you could actually just, you know, use your guns properly as well. Like, you know, obviously, you can build this however you like. I just specifically built it around the spam of tri-blades.
That should do it.
Now the bad part is it does take all 8 of your builder slots to do this, and so if you're trying to do anything like more unique in your actual build design or whatever, then obviously you're gonna run into issues there.
I'm down.
How are you down?
Oh man, they got me.
It's kind of funny. It's these things, this entire wave specifically, that I don't quite understand why they are so break resistant.
I'm down. Thanks. I owe you one.
But it's all good. It don't even matter. No, Lynn, no one can heal you. What the? How did you survive that? Get bopped. And then you just win.
Can someone heal me, please? Hey, nice.
And so, you know, it's an S rank mission, or sorry, new type of difficulty mission, and it was kind of trivial. And so, I would argue, it's pretty good.
Hey, look at that score. That was perfect.
Let's see, trying to make sure I don't pass the clear time. Here we go, clear time. So, you know, 3 minutes, and another minute. So, 3, 6, 7. You could round it up to 8 if you really want to. 8 minutes to do an S rank mission, or new type mission, and get S rank on it. Seems pretty good to me. And so, yeah. Now, I'll go ahead and go into the room so you can actually see the individual stats that I have onto the various parts. So, here you go. Here's the head. Here is the body. Here is the right arm. The left arm. The legs. The backpack. Which you can see is in fact missing a slot still, because I didn't find anything that I wanted to slot in there in the quick time that it took me to make the build. Right weapon. Like, as you can see, like, you know, the attack power of the guided missile is low on this one. So, like, this isn't even, like, the full optimized variation of this build at all. And then you have the left gun. It's better than the right one, just because how it happened to work out. But again, like, you know, you could have this whole attack power of guided missiles. Both of them could be level 30 on both weapons. And that would make it to where you're getting 20% more damage total off the tri-blade. Because for whatever reason, tri-blades count as guided missiles. I'm not entirely sure I agree with it or it makes sense, but it's how it works, so we're working with it. Here's the melee. There's the shield. And yeah, that's everything. So, I give you the unlimited Tri-Blade Works build of Gundam Breaker 4. Anywho, so, I just wanted to show y'all that. Thought y'all would find it fun and enjoyable. And if you liked it, let me know. Leave a little comment, like the video. If you really like it, you can subscribe. All that kind of good, typical jazz. And, you know, I'll keep on working on things and showing y'all some more fun stuff. I have a couple of other videos planned here, there, and yonder. More so just a showcase of like things I've built than anything that's particularly grand. Like this one was specifically to show off how silly the Tri-Blades is. But, anywho, that's a story for another time. Without further ado, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.